And now.
Disappeared on the Mississippi River. And here's one of the craziest things. The river flowed backwards for 3 days. 3 days.
I do remember hearing about that. And that was the Mississippi.
Yep, the Mississippi River flowed backwards for 3 days. Now, let's fast forward. They believe this thing goes off about once every 100 years. It's been about 125 years up until recently since there's been any activity. But if you look on some local websites, if you go and search where the New Madrid fault line is and start looking the towns up, you'll see reports in the last 10 to 25 days of numerous smaller earthquakes, but between a 3.5 and a 4.5. I live in California. You can definitely still feel those all up and down this fault line. All of a sudden, quote unquote, they start to do a little homework and you realize how these are all related. And we're still doing our homework on how this connects to the Gulf, but there is a theory that exists. And again, I'm still doing research. So I'm not sure how valid it is, but it's definitely something to consider, that the fracturing that they're doing and the cracking of the sea floor is connecting itself directly up this fault line. If this were to connect, okay, this is a serious problem, even if it doesn't connect, because, it's still land, it's still Earth. Do any research on plate tectonics and you can see how it's related. If we blow it up, or it blows itself, or there's a massive earthquake on this New Madrid fault line, it's going to chain react into the other. So on both sides, we have a lot of serious consequences. If there's an earthquake on the New Madrid, it could connect up to the St. Lawrence fault line, which runs up to Canada. There's the potential to make a giant crack, we're hearing, basically up and down the Mississippi. Yeah, it's scary stuff. I mean, it's really scary. That's why, I'm encouraging everyone to do their homework, and if they do as much homework as we have, they might make a decision for themselves that it might be time to take an extended vacation and or at least evacuate. I mean, it's a scary situation, and it's something that is so pressing and so current and could happen. This cap thing. I mean, me personally, I can't speak with other people in the group, but my personal opinion is that this is very alarming. This cap they're putting on. There was a quote last night that I wish I knew it off the top of my head, but it was a representative from BP who happened to all of a sudden say, oh, well, this cap being put on could cause there to be worse pressure underground.
And that's what I wondered, because the cap they had, they said, which was leaking, wasn't it vented for a reason?
Yes, it was. And this is like, have you ever heard of someone putting a cap on a volcano? I mean,
no.
If that is, it's not going to hold for very. I mean, I just don't, what is BP thinking? I mean, why are they feeding this to us? And then you look at what's happening right now. I personally, we have video of it online already, of the military presence in Grand Isle. If they're moving in and building blockades, as I'm hearing, this is so current. Again, I got this right before I came on the show. But if they're doing military blockades and starting evacuations, then this is serious, and this might be a lot more current than we think. And that's why it's so good to have an outlet to get this out there, like your show, because if this is happening right now, if these reports are true, people need to really consider taking a day trip or an extended vacation or just self-evacuating before they're forced to evacuate. And that's the other thing, Keith. A lot of the reports these are going to be forced evacuation, not some kind person coming into your town and saying, hey, we have a suggestion here. No, this is going to be forceful, and we're hearing those reports from all over the place.
I'll tell you, that is very, very alarming.
Like I said, I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I'm just giving out the facts here of what we're finding. And this is a really sticky situation for myself even, and for the group, because you never know what to expect any new situation. But since we had the ability to talk to so many people, like I said, and get so many facts from all over the place, we could not live with ourselves without doing our homework and researching it and dig deeper. And the digger you deep, you realize you're digging into an endless vast cave here. And when does it end? And the end is scary. What they're saying.
Oh, the end game, yeah.
It's very scary. And then you have the health, the psychology of what's going on, the sense of dread, no closure. There's this ongoing and escalating fear down in the people down there. I mean, first it was about the explosion and the deaths of the 11 rig workers and others who were immediately killed or injured or affected. Then the oil, and now then there's the Corexit, and that was the next big alarming thing, which is the poisoning of the sea, the air, the land, the people being relentlessly exposed to it. And then there's the realization that the water temperature, like I said, has risen. And then you go into the hurricane or the evacuations of the methane. I mean, there's imminent possibility and likelihood, I shouldn't even say possibility, of one or more of these events to occur. And, you know, that is a horrifying situation. And, you know, you got to think the toxins, the gases, the tsunami that's possible could kill millions of people, which may be in a sick, and I mean sick way, in my opinion, maybe part of the reason they're trying not to alarm people is because they don't have a way to fix this. What are they going to do with 10 million refugees? What are they going to do?
Or they don't want to fix it.
Well, that's another possibility,
I know that the Rothschilds are big in this, and they have had a depopulation plan for quite some time now. And what better way to do it than with a natural catastrophe? I mean, there's nothing they could do, right?
Well, exactly. You know, there's a lot of speculation about whether or not this was, if not done on purpose, you know, I can't say, no one can, but if it was allowed to happen, you know, and that's something that's even more horrifying, in my opinion, that they may have had the ability to stop this. I mean, you look at all of the different methods and remedies that were originally stated. I mean, one person, really smart guy, said, why didn't they do what they do in every other oil spill and try to contain it at the source, put boom, and do the cleanup efforts in a circle around where it was flowing out? Why didn't they do that? Why did they
he waited weeks and weeks to do anything about this spill. He had to have an agenda, and it's either cap and trade or it's their depopulation program. I'm not sure which one yet, but I know they are. I got an article here. Where is it? The Obama science czar called for carbon tax to redistribute wealth from global north to south. So they definitely are looking at the carbon taxes and cap and trade right now.
And that brings up a whole other point, is the federal government's involvement in this and what they've done or not done or what their agenda is. You know, it gets, again, I was so naive 4 weeks ago, but I've learned, I'm a fast learner pretty quickly, how deep and dark this whole scenario gets. And like you said, there's a lot of things that, I mean, there's a lot of facts that are pointing to a lot of awful conclusions, you know, like the stuff you're talking about right now. And that's why, again,